So, the holiday season often presents unique challenges when managing food choices, health goals, and metabolic conditions. Striking balance between those two, between the celebration and self-care, often seems overwhelming. And so tonight we're going to be talking about how do we navigate the holiday season with purpose and balance and maintaining what we want to do in terms of our metabolic health. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. If you're new to me, that's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here on the channel, I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. I'm talking to adults with type 2 diabetes who want to put their diabetes in remission, get off of medication, improve their metabolic health. In fact, those who want to reverse their diabetes. That's right, I said reverse their diabetes. If you're new, go ahead and put new in the comments because we'd love to welcome you with a hand clap and some music and let you know that we're glad that you're here. Go ahead also, if you have questions as we move throughout the show, go ahead and put those questions in the chat, in the comments, because we'd love to get to those. Make sure you put a Q in front of it so I know that that is a question that I need to get to. Whatever platform you're joining us from, we're glad that you're here. From LinkedIn, Twitch, Instagram, of course, here on YouTube, and then also on Facebook. So thank you for stopping by, all of our community members, as we move into this festive season for some of us, but also a stressful season for others. So glad that you are here joining us. I do see some of our community members out there. I see Steve. Steve is saying, hello, crew. Let's see if I can grab that comment up there. Let me move that over here this way. There we go. And then I see Lightworks that's out there also. I'm gonna just make a quick change to. There we go. Let's do this on the fly, y'all. Oops. What did I just do? I think I got rid of the comments. There we go. Let's bring that one back up. All right, there it is. We're gonna make it a little bigger. And so Steve is saying hello, everybody. And give me just a sec, and I'll get you up here, Lightworks. For some reason, it does not want to agree with what I'm doing. Okay. That's not good. Okay, there we are. All right. And see, Lightworks saying, good night, family. I hope all is well. All right. So hope all is well, and we're going to get to it. If you've not done so, let me just remind you that we've been working through New Year, New You. And in the New Year, New You process, there are lots of different things that we've done, lots of tools that we've learned, lots of series that we've done. And one of the most recent ones is our Science of Hunger. Science of Hunger. That's what we've been doing in our series right now that we started probably about 3 weeks ago in our fasting series, How to Fast Successfully. So make sure you get over there. Make sure you watch that. We'll be checking in again later this week as we move throughout the week in fasting, and we'll be concluding that series coming up over the next several days as we move into our check-in and so forth. So make sure you get there. And then, of course, always go back and watch, the shows that we've done in the past. Make sure that you are looking at all of those playlists that are out there that will set you up for success as we move through the metabolic space. And then, of course, you know how we do what we do here. I've got my monitors that we're going to look at right here in a minute. And we're also going to take a look at, let me get that wire out of the way. Going to take a look at my report, my clarity report that you see right down below. We'll get that and take a look at what's been going on with my blood sugars. And over here, we're going to look at my ketones. Okay, my ketones. So I've been eating since Friday, since I ended my fast, if you've been with us. And so it's been interesting to see what my ketones are now. Now, an interesting thing happened. Well, maybe I'll save that. Yeah, I think I'll save that as we go into the show. I'll save that for as we go into the show. All right, so let's take a look at blood sugars quickly, and then we'll hop into our conversation. And so my blood sugar right now, 108, is what my Freestyle Libre is saying my blood sugar is. And you'll see there as we moved throughout the day, we hung out about 150 for the first part of the day, had a spike right around lunchtime and then started coming back down. And we'll take a look at some of my higher blood sugars that we had over the weekend. If I look at my, here is my Dexcom. It's a G7. Once again, you'll see those blood sugars, 150s, 160s, and then right after lunch, we kind of went up into 200s. That was a huge salad that I had, and a piece of apple. No, what was it? Pineapple upside down cake. So that's what you see right there. That's 192, 205. Boom, 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 and then down. Look at that, 140, 130. And we'll take a look at some other numbers here in just a minute. All right, and then let's hop over and let's take a look at what my monitors are showing. Here's my Keto Mojo. Here is my Contour. And as you know, the Contour just gives blood sugar. Keto Mojo, of course, gives blood sugar and ketones. So let's get a strip out for the Contour. We'll go ahead and open up the Keto Mojo strips. This is the one for glucose. And then the blue one over here, this is for ketones. So we're going to open both of them to get them ready. Get that one right there, and let's go here. And then, of course, I'm going to grab one of my handy-dandy Lansing devices. Or Lancets. I shouldn't say Lansing device because there's a device that goes with those. All right, so I got two just in case, but hopefully we'll only need one. So go ahead and turn that, and you'll see, let's do it right here. So maybe you'll see there's a little needle right there. And find a spot on this finger, and let's do that. Okay, hopefully that did it. I don't think I went far. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I went far enough, but let's see if that works. So I got one drop. Okay, so that'll get started here on the Keto Mojo. Let's see if I can get a good drop over here for the Contour. Okay, that'll be good. Now the trick is gonna be to get 3 drops, because I think, let's see. So 132 there for the Keto Mojo. Let's go ahead and get this out quickly. And because I do not want to stick myself again. And get this one started. And let's see. Did I make it? Did I make it? Oh, no, I did. Okay, it started. Maybe. Yes. I was afraid that blood had started drying up already. All right, so we'll get that one going, and then we'll come back. We'll see what those what the ketones are. If you think you know what it is, go ahead and drop that in into the chat, and we'll take a look at that as those comments come in. All right, and then I see some other community members that have popped in. So let's go ahead and say hello to them. Let's see who else we have. So we said hi to Steve and Lightworks, and Steve said, "Is it possible to have a hypoglycemic moment if your glucose level is normal or a little above?" Good question, Steve. Is it possible to have a hypoglycemic moment? And I think you understand what you're saying. So right now your blood sugar was normal, but you felt as though it was hypoglycemic. If I read that correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. So hypoglycemia, there are two components to it, right? There is an actual number that we say hypoglycemia. So if your blood sugar is below 70, then you're considered hypoglycemic. If it's below 40, then there's a whole nother term that we use. But below 70 is what we say hypoglycemic. So is it possible that your blood sugar dipped below 70 and came back up? And when it dipped, you felt it, but you didn't check it at the time? That's certainly possible. The other thing is that the hypoglycemic symptoms will come on for people as they, let me see how to describe this. So if your blood sugar is changing rapidly, it is possible to feel the symptoms of hypoglycemia, even though you don't actually have a number. So like if your blood sugar is normally, I don't know, let's pick a number. Let's say it's normally 150 and it drops precipitously. Like say within the next 2-3 minutes, it's going from 150. And you have to create a scenario for that. It's going from 150 down to 100 in the next couple of minutes. Then you will feel symptoms of hypoglycemia, even though your blood sugars don't meet the definition of hypoglycemia, if that makes sense. Okay? The other thing is for people who are used to, like when people come to the office or clients that I talk to, and their blood sugars are way super high. Say they have blood sugars of, I don't know, 300-400s normally. That's their normal. When we treat them for those initial weeks as their blood sugars are getting lower, even though their blood sugar is like 200, they used to be at 400, and now their blood sugars average at 200, and they will feel hypoglycemic symptoms at a 200, even though that's not a hypoglycemia. Okay, so it depends. I hope that answers your question, Steve. And then Jennifer is saying, howdy all. Gian says, hi, doctor and all. I failed fasting again. I end up on 1 meal a day. Okay, 1 meal a day. Gian, that is good, right? Because we're working. It's a progress, right? It is not perfection. Hello, Steve, Pamela, Lightworks, Teresa, Gian. Hey, Doc. So Jennifer's saying hello to everybody. Gian, not a fail. If 1 meal a day, then you fasted the rest of the day. Jennifer, thank you for saying that. That's very good. That's what I love, the community, the encouragement that we're giving. And Teresa's guessing that she says it's going to be 0.3. Steve says, hey, Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. And yeah, okay. And Teresa, hey, Teresa. Gian, you did not fail. Start low and slow. How long did you make before eating something? Okay, yeah, very good. See, you guys, I love it. I love it. All right, so let's get into our discussion for tonight. And to lead the discussion for tonight, I think this is where I need to show you guys something, right? I need to show you guys something. Because I've been talking about something in particular, and I went to the store recently, and like, oh, okay, there it is. So I did take a video, a short video. I should have done it longer, but hey, this is what I got. And let's do it this way. Let's see, can I do it? Yeah, probably have to do it this way. Okay, so here we go. You guys ready? Okay, so don't go yet. All right, so here it is. So I mentioned to you all that when I was growing up, right, and you guys know by now, you've heard me talk about him. My dad was an amazing cook. But one of the things that he did around the holidays surrounded what I'm about to show you. And I went to the grocery store, and it's just in keeping with what we're talking about. And so here it is. Here's the video. Okay. Can you guys see what that is? Yeah. You guys see? So I went to the store, and it is what? I didn't expect it so soon. I did not expect it. But there it is, right? So they got all the different types. Yeah, if you're not seeing that and you're not aware, that's eggnog. Right? So that's eggnog right there. So the holiday season, as you heard me say, it presents Jennifer said, ooh. It presents unique challenges when managing food, right? Because we're trying to balance health, our metabolism, as we've been talking about, and we're trying to strike that balance between celebrating and self-care and feeling overwhelmed. So what we want to do is we want to do a few things as we move through the show today, this episode. We want to empower you to approach the holidays with intention, number one. Well, let me do that, yeah. Guess I didn't show that. Yep, here we are. So we want to empower you to approach the holidays with intention. I was supposed to come back here. Here we go. We want to embrace conscious choices that honor both your enjoyment of the season and healthy goals. And then we want to learn strategies to navigate the festivities without feeling guilt or the internal struggle. So that's where we're heading. So we want to take charge, and that's what it says down at the bottom. Well, we pop over here. That's what it says down at the bottom. We want to take charge of our journey through the holidays and make this season one of mindful celebration and limitless living. Limitless living. You guys have heard me say that phrase, limitless living, limitless living. And I want you to start putting that into your psyche, into your consciousness, because you're going to hear a lot more about limitless living. Okay? So that's where we're heading. Empowering you to approach the holidays with intention, embracing conscious choices that honor both the enjoyment and health goals, and then learning strategies to navigate the festivities without guilt or the internal struggle. So limitless living. Limitless living. So limitless living defined is the ability to pursue your best self, your best health, and your life goals without boundaries. So that's what limitless living is. So pursuing your best health, your best goals, your best self without boundaries. Now, those boundaries and those obstacles that come, they can come from outside, so other people, situations outside of us, or they can come from inside of us. Right? So outside, other people that are influencing us. There is someone on the job that triggers me. There's someone on the job that's preventing me from being able to do something that I want in terms of my goals. There is, I have difficulty. If you watched our show on why we eat the way we eat this past on Saturday when we did our video from the vault, right? So there are circumstantial things, there are community things, there are societal reasons that we can be inhibited, that there are obstructions. So there are boundaries. There can also be internal things, right? The memories we have, things that we're holding on to, reasons that come up in us that make us eat mindlessly, emotional eating, boredom, stress, depression, lack of tools that set us up for success. But limitless living says that we're not allowing any of that to inhibit us. Right? The pursuit of your best self, your best health, and your life goals without boundaries, whether they're internal or external. Okay? And then the other concept that I want you to get is the power of personal choice. Recognize that you can make a choice. You can make a conscious, intentional choice that aligns with your values and your health needs. We've been talking about unlimited potential. And so the personal choices that we make, we can make that because within our grasp is unlimited potential. We can decide whether it's our job, it's our education, our certifications, where we live. We can make conscious decisions, and in this case, conscious decisions about the things we do when we eat. Yeah, got that? Got that? And we're going to come back. We're going to talk about that concept again. And then letting go of internal conflict. Acknowledge that you have cravings. Acknowledge that you have a memory of something, of how it's going to taste, and something that has served you well over the course of time. And that is what you want. You are interested in it. It tastes good. You see, you hear, you smell it. You can almost taste it when somebody brings it into the office or brings it to the house, or you show up at the store, or you show like like my eggnog. Right? So acknowledge the cravings and desires without feeling guilt or shame. Remember when we did the COPE model? We observed without any guilt, without any comment, without placing value or taking away. We were just observing what exactly is going on in my body. How am I clarifying this? What triggered me? So personal choice. And I several weeks ago kind of went through this, and let's go ahead and do that again. I want you to imagine one of these old movies. My dad, right, was an old movie buff. He liked westerns, right? So Gunsmoke, Bonanza, Big Valley, all those types of things. And so I grew up watching some of that, and I like them even today. If something's coming on, I'll get there and I'll sit and watch. But imagine a family and they're heading out west, right? They're homesteading. They're going out. They're going to get some land. They've got their chuck wagon. Everything is loaded down, and mom and dad are in the front. Maybe some aunts and uncles. They're riding on horses nearby, or another cart going. But there's a little kid, and the kid is sitting on the back, and he's whittling on a piece of wood. And as they're moving across the prairie, right, the chuck wagon hits a bump or hits a rock, and he tumbles off the back. And he's stunned for a minute, and while he's down, the wagon train keeps going. Nobody realizes that he's off. And imagine that kid now as you. And for the rest of the movie, the kid is running behind the wagon, behind the train, trying to catch up. And sometimes just as he reaches out to try to catch, something happens and he's not able to get back on. And all throughout the movie, nobody notices that he's gone, that he's not there. Think of the disempowerment. Think of the stress. Think of the anguish. Think of the frustration that he feels, that you feel. Because it's outside of your control. Now, let me give you a different visual. Same movie, but in this case, you're on a stagecoach. And the stagecoach pulls into a town, and you stick your head out, and you look around, and you say, hey, wait a minute, I like this town. I like the things that I see there. Yep. Oh, look at this. I like that. And so you get off the stagecoach and you say, I'm going to hang out in this town for a little bit, see what they've got, experience some of this, whatever the town has. And then when the next stagecoach comes, or when I'm ready, I will get back on the stagecoach and I'll go. Now, in this case, you made the choice to get off. You made the choice to enjoy what the town has. You made the choice to get back on. You made the choice to move forward. Empowerment, because it is personal choice. And so as we're moving through the season, I want you to remember that there is unlimited potential. We're doing limitless living. So we're pursuing the best self, pursuing our best health, pursuing our best life goals. And we're not allowing boundaries from outside, obstacles from outside, or we're not allowing internal boundaries to derail us. And so the third thing that I want you to understand under personal choice is letting go of internal conflict. Acknowledge the cravings, desires without any guilt and without any shame. Got it? Okay, so let's understand personal choice. Personal choice is a powerful tool for self-empowerment and for transformation. Right? We're talking here about tools, right? We educate, we empower, and we encourage. Every decision you make is yours. It's free from external judgment, but it's your decision. Recognize that this allows you, if you accept that, it allows you to navigate your health journey with authenticity and with confidence. I often tell people in the office that once you've made a decision on how you're going to manage whatever it is, say blood sugar, and usually I'm talking to people who are diabetic. I say, okay, here's the plan. Here are the tools that you have. If you've decided to use a tool and you have a plan for what you're going to do, you can be sitting at the store, sitting at the restaurant, like sometimes I'll run into people and I'll come into the restaurant and I'll go sit down. I'm minding my own business. I'm not looking to see what you're eating. That's not my, I'm not the food police. Or I'll see people at the grocery store, right? And it's almost like they don't see me. They go down another aisle. I'm not out there looking at your cart. But if you have made a decision, if you have a plan for how you're going to manage your blood sugar, then there's no reason for you to be ashamed, no reason for you to duck, no reason. I got a plan. Hey, you're drinking orange juice. Hey, you're eating ice cream. Hey, you're eating a cookie. Hey, you're eating dressing. Hey, you're eating peach cobbler or pecan pie or whatever it is, but I have a plan. And nobody gets to say anything to you because you have a plan. Often we don't have a plan, which is what causes the trouble, right? So every decision you make is yours. Every decision is free from judgment. Recognize that this allows, right? This allows you to navigate. By approaching each choice with mindfulness and intention, you can enjoy the holidays fully without compromising your health or your goals. You'll see there on the screen that we have the logo for Balanced Bites. Remember, Balanced Bites, we're fueling our body with Balanced Bites. Every bite counts. And we're making the choice. So understanding personal choice, it's an empowering decision-making process. When you acknowledge this, when you embrace this, you understand that you have the agency, you have the power, you have the ability to decide what you eat, how you engage with other people, and how you prioritize your health goals, particularly during the holiday season. It's your choice. It is your power. You are empowered to do that. Right? So empowerment is your choice. Align your decisions with your vision. When you see it, you understand it. Use the holiday meals as an opportunity to practice conscious decision making that reflects your health goals while allowing you to enjoy it. So think of this as a game. I have learned some tools, and here is an opportunity for me to put it into practice. Notice what I said, practice. Not perfect, but practice. You don't have often many opportunities like this, right? Often you're at your house, you control everything. And at your house, there are specific things that you've done, specific ways that you eat, specific things that you buy. You've got a structure. But you don't get to practice the things that you've learned often, or many of the things. But here's an opportunity that you can put them into practice. So use this as an opportunity to do that. Say, hey, man, I get to practice New Year, New You. I get to practice being emotionally intelligent. I get to practice Balanced Bites. I get to practice the COPE model. I get to practice HEAT model. Right? Align your decisions with the vision and use this as an opportunity to practice that. And then shift your mindset. Move away from labeling foods as good or bad. Instead, ask yourself some reflective questions. Right? This goes along with this idea that people have, oh, I fell off the wagon, Remember, we changed that. We're not falling off any wagons. We're getting off the stagecoach. Right? We're not tumbling off a train. We're getting off at the stop. We're not falling out of an airplane. We're waiting till the airplane gets to the destination. We're getting off the airplane, and then we're going back on when we want. See how I did that? I moved that from Westerns to modern life, right? So we're making the decision. So move away from those negative connotations, negative thoughts. The question is, does this choice align with the health goal that I want? Does it align with what I want to feel tomorrow? Does it align with what the person that I want to be is doing? What would the person tomorrow say to the person today with this choice? Make sense? And is this consistent with my long-term health vision? Is it consistent with my long-term health vision? And then here's a big one. And this one, I want you to listen to me carefully. Because often, this is the place where there is, I don't want to say conflict, but there are folks who don't understand what I'm about to say. So let me lay it out for you. Okay? So for everybody listening, in no shape or form am I saying to you, just go and sit down and eat a gallon of ice cream. Or eat all the cookie you want. Or all the cake. Or all the dressing. Or all the whatever. Right? Let me override this by saying that. But I want you to avoid the internal fight that's going to happen. And I want you to plan. Right? There's going to be an internal fight that happens. So during the holidays, it's common to experience kind of an internal struggle, right, around food. I want it, but it's not good for me. I know it's going to taste good, but I shouldn't have any. I remember how I felt when I ate it, when Aunt Sue brought it, when Uncle Joe grilled it. Oh, it's going to be so good, but I'm dealing with my metabolic health. So the mental battle goes back and forth. And in a lot of cases, a majority of cases, a whole lot of cases, you end up losing that war. You lose the battle. Well, you lose the battle and you lose the war. The mental battle that you go through leads to guilt, shame, and even binge eating. Guilt because at the end of the day, you've lost the battle. Shame because you didn't stick to what you said you were going to do. Binge eating because, well, what the hell? I succumbed to it anyway, so let's go ahead and let's eat. Because the person who wins the war, right, the side who wins the war, gets to do whatever they want. So if you're going through this battle, the part of you that wins when you finally eat says, well, I won, so I get to do whatever I want. So that ends up eating more and more and more and more and more. So instead of fighting yourself, I want you to embrace a mindset of acceptance and proactive planning. Acceptance and proactive planning. So here are some practical tips. One, accept that today's eating is going to be different from your routine. Right? Accept that today's eating is going to be different from your routine. It's not going to be like it. 2, acknowledge the occasion. And the occasion is celebrating with loved ones. And that's a valuable and it deserves to be enjoyed. Right? We're going to eat differently. This occasion deserves my attention, my enjoyment. Identify your triggers. We're going to go through these again. Identify your triggers. Plan your meals ahead. Treat your blood sugars, treat your metabolic disease, treat your whatever as needed, and then return to your regimen after the event. right? So let's run through those. Let's run through those quickly. So number one, accept that you're going to eat a little differently. Who's going to eat differently? I'm raising my hand because I'm going to eat differently. You may not, but I am going to eat differently than I normally eat. It's going to be a little bit stuff that I don't usually have all the time, but it's happening, right? So accept that today's eating might differ from your normal routine. Now, so recognize the holidays, right? That you're going to eat differently from your usual routine. It's okay. Let me say that again. It's okay. The acceptance that you have removes the pressure. It removes the conflict. It allows you to enjoy the moment without seeing it as a failure or a setback. Acceptance is the first step to navigating holiday eating and with grace and confidence. Right? So accept that today's eating is going to be different. A point to be made here. You're not falling off the plan. You are building the day into the plan. Let me say that again. We're not getting off our plan. Our plan includes having this particular day, this holiday, this occasion, this birthday, this anniversary, this celebration. Our life plan includes those things. If you do not include those things into your life plan, you are setting yourself up for failure, for not being successful. Because what happens when you don't include them? It's kind of like years ago we started doing budgets for the house when I first got married, right? And we budgeted everything, right? My wife made these little envelopes. You know the guy who promotes that. I love him, right? So made these envelopes, and we budgeted everything. But there were things that we knew were going to come up that we never budgeted for. Like taking the car to the shop to get oil changes and stuff. So we didn't budget for them. So because we didn't budget for them, when they happened, they became an emergency. But they happened. We knew they were going to happen. But we just didn't put it into the plan. Like, you know your birthday's coming up. You know your anniversary's coming up. You know Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving's coming up. You know homecoming's coming up. You know the ball games are coming up. So what's your plan for those? Accept that you're going to eat differently and include it into the plan. Often we don't, and that sets us up for difficulty. Okay? So accept that today's eating is going to be different from the eating that you do on a regular basis. And I'm calling, so we have the routine eating, and then we have the non-routine eating. So it's not that non-routine eating is off here somewhere. No. It is just like, so if you're diabetic, right? A lot of times I talk to diabetics who have pumps or they take insulin. And so they have one regimen that they do on days when they exercise and something else that they do on days when they don't exercise. It's kind of like you. Days you go to work, you have one plan for everything else, right? So sleeping, how you're going to do, who's taking the kids, who's going to pick them up. That's a plan. But then on weekends, it's a different plan. So it's not that weekends are bad. It's just that we do things differently on the weekend. And if you are working, right? So, hey, I'm going to be on vacation next week, right? If you and your spouse don't, or your significant other family members don't take vacation, or this one didn't happen to be at the same time, well, I'm going to be home. I normally get up in the morning and take the kids to school and do the other things because I'm getting up early and I'm taking them. But this week, I'm not getting up early. So you take them, right? Different, not wrong, but just different. Okay? All right. So we accept that today's eating is going to be different. Number 2, acknowledge the occasion. Holidays are special times to connect and celebrate with loved ones. Acknowledging the value of the occasion helps you shift the focus from the food to the meaningful experience. Embrace the celebration and appreciate the moments of joy, connection, and togetherness. Enjoy it. Celebrate it. It's Thanksgiving. It's my birthday. It's my anniversary. Enjoy the occasion. Here in a minute, we're going to talk about identifying triggers, and I'm going to make some interesting points there, because you've heard us talk about triggers and habits and so forth. Well, let's go ahead and let's do that, right? So identify your triggers. What are your triggers? The heat model: habits, emotions, access, and taste. Be aware of what drives you to eat. Be aware of the choices that you will make during the holiday. Habits, right? Automatic behaviors around food and gatherings. We just always do that. This is how we eat. This is what happens. This is where we're going. This is what, right? So we do these automatic behaviors. Not because that's what we want, but just because that's the way we've always done it. And so you get to make a choice. Remember, limitless living, and personal choice. So habits, emotions, stress, joy, nostalgia, and all of those come. Now, here's an interesting point in this space. Come on. Let me see. So often, for a lot of us, holidays become, we almost put too much pressure on the holiday, right? There's pressure to undo the lack of connection that we've had with people all year. Like, oh man, I haven't seen mom, or I haven't seen my cousin, I haven't seen my brother, I haven't seen my sister all year. So we try to pour everything into one occasion. And we put so much pressure that if anything goes wrong, then that causes a problem. We try to correct a lifetime of disordered relationships in one day. Right? There's been a fight between Sue and Billy. There's been a fight between mom and dad, Uncle so and cousin so. And we try to fix all that in those 12 hours. Or I've been feeling lonely, right? I'm off by myself. I've been feeling lonely. And so when I come, I expect to, like, you're on the soap operas, right? I was telling my wife this. On the soap operas, like, some people will go to the mall or they'll go to a shop, and it seems like everybody in the town, wherever they live, happen to be in the store. And there's this magical experience that everybody has, right? Where there's connection and everybody realizes that they hurt this one, and right? And everybody just hug each other and they sing and they cry and everything is great. Yeah, but no. When we put that much pressure into a holiday, when we put that much pressure into an occasion, it's bound to not go the way we expect, right? So habits, emotions. And then, of course, access, right? Because access is what's there. Like, all the stuff is right there. I don't have to go anywhere. All the things that trigger me, all the foods that I like, the treats, the influence of my choices. If I didn't have something sitting next to me or right on the table, I probably wouldn't eat it. Particularly when I just had that difficult conversation with mom or dad or whoever. And then, of course, taste, right? Certain flavors, a perfect combination of sugar, salt, and fat. Oh man, I remember what that tastes like. Like eggnog, when I walked into the store and I opened the door, or not opened the door, but I didn't even know why I was in that section. I was actually walking by to go somewhere else. And in my brain, as I walked by, I said, oh, let me glance and see. Because I didn't expect it. I didn't expect eggnog. But I looked over and, whoa, boy, there it was. I was like, this is... Okay? So understanding the triggers empowers you to make conscious choices. Understanding the triggers empowers you to make conscious choices. And then how do we handle social pressures? Because there are going to be some pressures that come, right? There are going to be some pressures that come to eat the way they eat. We eat the food that's there. Now, lots of different ways to handle this. Here are just a few. Number one, bring a dish. Offer to bring a dish. If you've decided that this holiday you are going to eat a certain way and you don't want the possibility that it's going to be uprooted, derailed, whatever word you want to use, bring a dish. Say, hey, can I bring anything? And bring something that is in keeping with what you eat. And boom, there it is. So there's always something you can have. If you're in the situation, politely decline. Say, hey, thank you. Thank you, but no thanks. But often when we say that, we feel like we're hurting the person's feelings. Say, no thank you, I'm full. No thank you, I'm saving room for something else. Right? Like if you give me another piece of pecan pie and I know there's Ben & Jerry's ice cream, I'm like, yeah, thank you for the pecan pie, but I'm waiting for the Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And then communicate with the family, with friends. If it's appropriate, let them know what you're doing. What are your health goals? You don't have to show up and announce it to everybody that, hey, I'm fasting. Hey, I don't eat such and such. Hey, you don't have to do that. But quietly say to the host, his brother, your sister, your mom, whoever it is, say, hey, mom, thank you, but this is what I'm working on. Everybody doesn't have to know. And feel comfortable, feel confident in what you are saying and what you're doing. But once again, right, that's another one of those internal obstacles and barriers. Our projection, we're trying to manage the other person's behavior. And so what we do is we don't want to hurt their feelings, and so we don't say to them what we need to say. Not in a hurtful way. But hey, thank you, but no thank you. So social pressures. And then plan your meal mindfully. Planning is key. Planning is key. Planning is key. All right. So we're going to spend a couple of minutes here because I want you to understand this. There are people right now who are becoming anxious because the holidays are coming up. Because they don't know how they're going to navigate. They're fasting. They're doing one meal a day, 72 hours, 48 hours, whatever number of fasting, 16/8. And they're worried because the day is coming and they don't know how they're going to incorporate it. Several things I want you to get here. Number one is that you don't have to panic. You can make a choice to get off of the coach, get off of the airplane, get off of the train. Make a choice to get off the train. Enjoy the day. Get back on the train when it's done. That's it. Not panicking. Get back on the train. But planning is key. Decide, I am going to eat peach cobbler, I'm going to have dressing, I'm going to have pecan pie, I'm going to have some eggnog, whatever it is that you're going to do. Plan that that's what you're going to do and be done with it. Decide in advance what foods you'd like to enjoy, including special treats. Mindful portions. Remember, balanced bites. That still plays. So portions. A big place where we can improve ourselves is portions. So you can have pretty much whatever's on the table if you have the right portions. But 5 servings of dressing and 3 pieces of pecan pie and 4 pieces of cornbread and 2 cup bowls of ice cream and quarter liter of iced tea or eggnog. Right? Portions. thoughtful choices that you're making. And you can savor the meal, enjoy what's there. Right? So plan your meals mindfully. Plan your meals mindfully. And then treat it. If you are diabetic and you're eating stuff that's going to raise your blood sugar, treat it. Whether you're going outside and walking, you're taking your insulin appropriately for the amount that you're eating, right? You're drinking water. There are lots of different ways to do it. Take your medication. Treat it. Often we don't treat it because if we don't treat it, we think it didn't happen. Well, it happened because your blood sugars are high. If you know that there are some things you're going to have, go walking. Talk to your doctor. Like I have people come to me and they say, "Hey, I'm going on vacation. I don't usually take medication. Is it okay if I have some for the vacation?" I said, "Sure." Remember, medication is a tool, just like Balanced Bites is a tool, just like fasting is a tool. They're all tools. We use them when we need them. If you approach it this way, it helps you navigate your eating more successfully. So when you have the battle, if you've not decided, if you don't treat, then we end up long term with more difficulties. Okay? And then return to your non-holiday plan. So when the holiday is over, you've gotten off, you've eaten the way you eat, you've treated it, you've been mindful, you've done the portions, you've done the balanced bites, then get back on, or let's just say get back on, but return to your non-holiday plan. After the holiday event, return to your non-holiday eating and your health routine without guilt. That happened. I decided I was going to do that. It's over now. Avoid dwelling on what you would call past indulgences, or falling off the bike, or off the track, or going off the reservation, right? Or falling off the cart, falling off the whatever term you use in your head. We don't want to dwell there, because that sets us up for delayed, continual buffering. Because there are people who get out of the holidays and they eat for days and days and weeks because they still feel guilty. And the guilt turns into thinking about something else. And after a while, they don't even realize what happened. It was the fact that they ate something on a holiday, in an occasion, with family, that they felt guilty that got them started on that track. And they don't realize that now it's March. Focus on continuing with your health journey and your goals and moving forward. Okay? So navigating the holidays, I want to give you some key takeaways for this navigation, right? So how do we get through? Here it is. So 1, accept that holiday eating may differ from your routine without judgment. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, I showed you some eggnog. It's going to happen. Celebrate the occasion and savor the moments of connection that you have with your loved ones. Identify your triggers using the HEAT model, right? What is it that triggers you? And deal with those, because now if you've dealt with those, when they occur, they don't push you to eat the stuff that you didn't want to eat in the first place. But if you don't, then that happens. Plan your meals mindfully. Include foods you enjoy. Hey, I'm showing up. Show up on that day and look around, see what they have, and decide what you're going to have. Treat your resulting high blood sugars or whatever it is, treat it through activity, hydration, medication, all of those things. And then return to your usual regimen after the holiday. No guilt, no fuss, focus on your goals. If you do that, you are setting yourself up for success as you move through the holiday. Embrace the holidays with balance, self-compassion, and a focus on what truly matters. And that's how we navigate the holiday season with balance and how we are successful. Love it, love it, love it. All right, let's hop over and let's see what we got. Let's see. Let me come back over here. Let's see who everybody's talking. Let's go back up. Teresa said, okay, we talked about failing. Hey, doctor, and everyone from Teresa. Jennifer said, ooh, I love eggnog. That's why I like Teresa. Yeah, we are like kindred spirits, Teresa. Jennifer. Teresa said, oh, no eggnog. Oh, Teresa, you don't like eggnog? Gian, thank you, Teresa. I make 24 hours before I ate. Okay, Gian, congratulations. Wow, Steve, good. I think I'm going back up to see. I'm not sure what Steve said. Steve said, I saw eggnog today. It is officially the holiday season. That's right. He says it's officially the holiday season. That's right. Jennifer, do you make homemade butter? Teresa said, Gian, that is awesome, and you should celebrate. Yeah, celebrate 24 hours. Definitely. Celebrate 24 hours. Jennifer said, I have, but not in past few years. The dairy sells fresh butter. Okay. See, I bet that's tasty from Steve. Thank you, Teresa. Gian said, border is a trigger for me. Yeah, it's a trigger for a lot of people, Gian. A lot of people are triggered by boredom. Let's see. Boredom. Steve saying, yeah, Gian, we're able to sign up for the meeting on Thursday. Yeah, so I'm going to put that in the chat. Let's go ahead and do that right now since you've mentioned that, Steve. Let's see. How do we do that? Okay, over here. So I'm going to just drop that link in the chat. That's for our community meetup that's coming up on Thursday. Thursday at 7 o'clock. Thursday at 7 o'clock. Make sure you join us. Okay, go ahead and sign up. And then, let's see. So Teresa's saying, Gian, you got this. No pressure. Just keep going. Steve, do you have the sign up link? Teresa's asking. And I just put that in the chat. Yeah, so I just did that. Gian said, I'm nervous when I'm not routine eating. Yeah, so the food aversion that sometimes people will have, that's that almost like a panicky feeling. And I'll tell you, I've had that. And in fact, I've mentioned to you all that I look forward to fasting. And I look forward to fasting because it's a time when I don't have the food noise. So Gian, I get it. And our goal is to help our community be able to navigate those successfully. Understanding, right? And I want to stress this over and over and over until everyone in the community gets it. I want to stress that we're not going to be perfect. And each day, each time we fast, our goal is to be better. And it's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I don't know how many times it's going to take. Sometimes before you get to a particular milestone. But notice what I said. I'm not saying get to a goal. I'm saying get to a milestone. Right? Because the goal is out there. But as we are progressing, as we're making strides, as we're improving, all of those are milestones. Like everyone has been congratulating you on 24 hours. Do you know there are people who say they can't fast for 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours, and you got to 24? What? right? So we're celebrating those as we move through the space. Let's see. Steve said, Gian, I had the same problem for years. I would eat when I wasn't a bit hungry. My health forced me to change my evil ways. Gian said, thank you. Gian said, I have a hard time coping with food all my life. I'm a 42-year-old now. My bulimic starts since I was 22, and after trying to lose weight, but I gained weight more. More to try to control food, and so as we're going through this space for everybody, okay, for everybody, I want you to think of remember a couple of things. One, it's a progress. It's a journey, right? New year, new you is a journey. It is it is improvement, and you've seen as we went through the course of the year that we are adding and changing and adjusting, and we're adding tools. And some tools work for some people, some tools don't work. But the goal is heading in that direction, right? So number one. Number two, community is so important, right? Community is huge, and I push that. I say that. I love the community that we have here. Number three, sometimes we may need professional help to help us through some of the things, those obstacles, those internal things that we're struggling against, those internal things that may be hindering us. And there's no shade, there's no shame, there's no judgment in needing that. Right? I've been in counseling for years. I've been in recovery. And there's some things my counselor could do that the recovery people couldn't do. And there's some things that I got through with my recovery folks that my counselor couldn't do. So make sure that you understand that the goal is not the see how to say this. So we're heading in a direction, right? And how we get there is not as important as the progress that we are making. Right? So there are tools that we're going to pick up from lots of different places. And if we can use those, we can implement them, then we get good, then we are we're moving in the right direction of where we need to be. Okay? And a lot of this comes to light. A lot of this comes to fruition. A lot of this will show up in a lot of people during the holiday season. And that's why this is such an amazing time to have this discussion. Okay? Gian said, I've lost over 30 pounds and maintained my weight for 6 months with fasting. Yes. There you go. It's been a great lifestyle. Steve. Yeah, Steve is saying that. Doctor, I take a pill for my psychiatry, and name is Proctin. Do you know that medicine, Proctin? I don't know that one. It may be called a different name. Need time, if fasting, stay a pill. My doctor say never fasting. So as always, for everyone, also remember, I want you to make sure that you're talking to your healthcare provider, right? As we're discussing things, and they can give you specific information that relates to your personal situation, personal case. Okay. Gina said, "Thank you, Steve." Pamela says, "Thank you. I needed this topic." Steve said, "Point 2 is what he's guessing my ketones are, so I need to get over there so we can look at that really quickly." What time is these, Doctor? Here is 11 o'clock. So right now it is 8 p.m., but today is early. So he said he got on early, 10 a.m., so I would miss this live. Yeah, and our lives on Mondays and our live when we do our check-in, our community meetup, are 7 p.m. Central every Monday when we're here. And then on the days when we do our community meetup, it's at 7 o'clock. The other shows, when we do our check-in, those are variable. And I try to keep them around the same time, somewhere between 7 to 9:30. On Fridays, we sometimes will go a little early, as you guys saw we did this past week. and those are dictated by whether I need to go to the hospital and scheduling and those types of things. Okay, but Monday, 7 o'clock, and for our community meetup, 7 o'clock Central, during that time. Okay. So for me, it takes very long time to make no food whole day over 24-hour fasting. It takes very long to go without food. Oh, it seems like a long time. Yeah, it can be, but once again, it's there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, right? So there are a lot of things that a lot of us have to deal with if we're going to be successful in the space, if we're going to be successful with our health. And then Lightwork says, at work, I'm asking how I lose weight and how I maintain fasting. I always say start somewhere, but start. Yes. Right. I love that. I'm going to put that up. Right. So start somewhere. Right. So it's easy to say, okay, well, I need such and such to start, but start. Everybody can fast for 1 hour. And you add 1 hour to your sleeping time, whatever your sleeping time is, and now you have 1 extra hour. And then you can add from that, and then add, and then add, and add, and then add. So Steve says, good answer, Lightworks. I love it. Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and let's hop over and let's take a look at what my ketones are going to be. So let me see. Let's grab, let's do this one. And let me get, okay, there we are. So go ahead and pull this off and get that started, and boom. Okay, I think Steve said 0.3, or I think that's what he said. All right, and drum roll, and blood sugar of 132, ketones 1.1, right? 132 and 0.1. So remember, ketones are ketones that are less than 0.5 are considered normal. 0.5 to 1.5 considered nutritional ketosis, and above 1.5 considered therapeutic ketosis. And so right now, since I'm eating, it's in the normal range. Since I've been eating, it's in the normal range. And so my goal is going to be over the next day, 3 days, because we do a 72-hour fast. My goal is going to be to get that into the 0.5 or higher and keep it there throughout my fast. Okay. If we look at the actual graphs, you'll see there that as I was fasting, my blood sugar was going down, which is the tan line. Ketones were going up, that's the turquoise line. And then as I started eating, the tan line, blood sugars went up, and the turquoise line, the tan line went down. So when you eat, particularly if you're eating food that has carbs, and most of the things that we have will have some carbs, when we're eating, the body produces insulin, or you have to take insulin to overcome the effect of blood sugar. And so the insulin, when it comes out to bring the blood sugar down, the insulin and ketones can't be in the same space. And so ketones go away as insulin comes out. And so that's where it is. So we want to make sure that even as we are coming out of a fast, and we did our review, and we'll do that again this Friday. As you're coming out of a fast, sometimes I will try to maintain stay in ketosis longer. So even though I'm eating things that may not have as many carbs, so I can remain in ketosis for longer. Because when I do that, I get fat burning, right? Blood sugars are better, and all those benefits that come from that. Awesome. All right. So let's talk about a couple of things. So one, unlimited. So you've heard me talk about unlimited potential. You've heard me talk tonight about limitless living, right? Once again, you're going to hear more and more and more of limitless living, because limitless living says that I have the potential, I have the power, I have the ability to make choices, because it's a personal choice that I'm making, right? Do you guys know what potential is? Let's see, where's my, where's it? So potential. Does anybody understand what potential is? So potential is, where's my tab? Potential is something that's already in existence, but you haven't seen it yet. Sometimes we think potential is an imaginary thing. No, 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 no. It's like a rock. If I throw the rock up, it hasn't come down yet, but it is going to. It's already there. It has the ability. And so within us is the potential to do the things we need for our health. And that's what limitless living is. It is living for our health, living for our life goals without obstacles, without internal or external obstacles. And that's where the unlimited concept comes from. We have unlimited ability. We have infinite possibilities in how we improve our health and the choices that we can make. Remember that balanced bites are one of the ways that we are going to manage blood sugars and our metabolic health. One of the ways that you're going to manage your food choices over the holidays. Right? Balanced bites. That's whole foods. Minimize the processing. Minimize the sugar. Notice I said minimize, not eliminate. Okay? Lean protein, healthy fats, non-starchy and starchy vegetables, tasty, flavorful, and of course, portion control. Okay? So balanced bites. We want to make sure that we are balancing our bites. Let me do one thing. Let me get rid of this. I think that's up here. But you guys get the idea, okay? Okay. So balanced bites. And then, remember the heat model. The heat model says these are the things that will push us to eat when we don't want to eat. Push us to eat when we don't want to eat. The heat model says habits, emotions, access, and taste. Those are the things that will derail us if we are not careful. Those are the places where, those are the triggers that will push us in a direction to eat when we are not hungry. Habits, the habits we formed, the emotions, the access, the taste of the things that we have, that memories that we have. Habits, emotions, access, and taste. Our pillars for reversing diabetes: decreasing insulin, suppressing our appetite, and reducing sugar. That's why fasting is important. That's why fasting is an amazing tool, because it hits all three. Balanced bites hits all three. And we're going to see some other tools that we have that hit all three. And when you come, join the challenges. Don't let these be just things that are on the shelf that you listen to, but get in there and join them, right? So every month we have a challenge. Make sure that you're joining there. Make sure you're getting in. Make sure you're doing the things that you need to do to set yourself up for success. When you come, tell us your story. Tell us where you are having successes, right? You lost weight. Your blood sugar is better. You're off of certain medications. Your blood pressure, cholesterol is better. All those things, improvement, because if you can do it, we can do it as well. And we get to celebrate with you. If you're having challenges, share those. Like we're having community members sharing that in the chat right now, so we can rally around you, because the questions you have are sometimes the questions that we have. So you allow us to be able to do that, and then invite someone. We are so impressed and so encouraged with community. Community is the place. Community is where the rubber meets the road. When we've taken all the things that we've learned, all the tools that we have, we're empowering, and we're putting those into practice. Community gets to help us along the way. Community gets to support us, carry us, push us, pull us sometimes. Give us a word of encouragement. So invite people to the community. Bring them with you. Come with them. Don't just let them show up. You be here with them. And so you can say, hey, let's do this together. Let's do this together. I love community. And our Triple E formula for success is the basis for all that we do. We educate, we empower, and we encourage. We educate with the blogs, with the shows, with the podcast. We empower with the tools that we learn. We just learned another tool, right? It's a personal choice is another tool. The tools that we learn, and then we encourage with the community that you are a part of. Glad that you are here. We will be doing our check-in later this week. Again, as we move through our fasting, as we begin our fasting and move through the fasting, we'll have this week. We're doing our the science of hunger. We're continuing that series as we move through the next several check-ins. We'll be doing our review of fasting coming up at the end of this week. We'll do this our video in review, video from the vault, Saturday night at 9 o'clock Central, and then this week in review, 6 a.m. Central, right here on the channel. So make sure you join us. Make sure you sign up. So Thursday, I think that's the 21st, is our community meetup. The link is in the chat. Make sure you do that, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Always, as I say, I'm glad to be in this space. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here on the channel, I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. And in this year, new you. We'll see you at our next episode. Bye-bye.